Ice something C. I like filters. Okay, now I'm not circling in on any particular point in this conversation, but it's interesting to me what elements that are coming up. It's late at night. I'm making a reply when I'm not going to even try to be super careful about that stuff, so that's good. I think maybe to a degree we're talking about different things. It's sparking different ideas about language in both of us, which is good. As far as I'm concerned, it's good. I'm not saying that we're not also talking about the same thing. I mean, we are. It's just that these terms have so many interpretations. There's so many subtleties that when you talk about them, you can pretty much rest assured until you get really, really careful about your communication that there's lots of very alternate, interpretations of what is being said, what a sentence really means. Okay, the point I'm wanting to make in this, as we talk about language, is a couple ideas about language. I mean, one is that all ideas are spoken, and all words, rather, are spoken as actions. They're something that someone is doing. If they write them, then fine, then they're a written action. In all cases, they're actions. So all words are like the word the, and that the proper way to define them is the role they play in language. The definition for the, if we want to say it has a substance, it's the substance of definiteness. Well, what is it? It's a mental substance, it's a mental pain. The word the tells us that the speaker is trying to be specific. And that's what all words, apple. The person is telling us about this idea, the pattern, apple, that has been triggered in their head. And the other point is then when you are doing something akin to transferring information, right? So we all assume that language is some sort of formulaic thing where we're encoding information. Yeah, right? No, it's not. But it can be if we try, right? Because the action can be to give someone a painting, an image. If your action is a work of art, then the idea is to give an image to somebody. And so if, when you're speaking and using language, you do it in this creative way to create an image that somebody can look at, then you've succeeded in turning language from a purely manipulative thing into a way of communicating and conveying information, even while it's still manipulative. Why? How can you do that trick? Because the manipulation is I'm manipulating your internal mind projector, and I'm trying to get in there to the control room there a little bit, and I'm saying, hey, I won't break anything, and I show you something. I plug in my jump drive and I show you whatever. And so the manipulation is of imagery. And presumably you can let me do this in a theater of your choosing in your mind where, you can even watch scary movies. And if I do put up something that you find objectionable, it's not going to wreck your whole mind, hopefully. And so as a listener, that's what we need to do. We need to put up a little room where we have these projections of ideas and discussions. And it lends a little intellectual detachment, right? I don't suggest putting all of your experiences in this little room, You need to be a little more intimate with people in your life. But in terms of your intellectual interactions with them, and, including people that also get a more intimate interaction, it's time to think about something and communicate and use language, then it is good to have a little intellectual detachment. and use language as a way of projecting images rather than a way to emotionally manipulate others. So, yeah, it's raining, and that is my message. Cheers.